Well, I think myself personally that mobiles have taken over where we used to have your things, you know, because I mean, I can't see very well now. You're just a bit blurred, but when I could see better, there's two youngsters only about this that got mobiles, both of them, and they're talking to each other side by side through their mobiles.
That's right.
You know, it seems fascinating to me. And of course, the computer games now. I mean, my great grandson's come over. Oh no, because I always press the wrong button, so that's that mucked up. So I'm out.
There was a couple of things that I remembered after you'd gone that I hadn't told. One was a chemistry set. I don't know if anybody's mentioned those, have they?
Oh yeah.
Chemistry pack.
Blow yourself up,
yeah.
Eh?
Stink bombs. Oh God.
Yeah.
You remember?
I was trying to tell them that.
Yeah.
And something else. What was the other thing?
Well.
Oh yeah, the bus conductor's outfit. Anybody mention that one?
No.
Well, we had a peaked hat.
Oh yes, a little thing, yeah. To get
A
tickets.
strap with a dong thing on it, and a rack with tickets in it, and you're a bus conductor.
Okay.
This is how the old bus conductor.
Yeah.
You take a ticket out there, you put it in the thing and go going, and that makes a hole in it to where you're going, and away you go. But this is just kid stuff. It's good. It was good.
Yeah.
And mind you, I don't know who I played with. There was nobody else there, was there? I'm giving myself tickets all the time.
I know.
Did you have one, Norman?
Sorry?
Did you have a bus conductor's outfit?
Did I have a...
Bus conductor's outfit?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so just for the record, I'm just going to go round all three of you and ask you to say what your name is, when you were born, and where you were born. So if we start with you, Norman, if you can just... Where were you born?
Well, I wasn't born at my mother's, it was next door at my aunt's.
Okay, and
I'm
where
gonna
was
get
that?
An answer from this bloke. Oh, he's a devil. I do apologise for him.
That's right.
That was in May Street in Cleethorpes.
Okay, and what year was that?
Oh, nobody told me when I was born what the year was.
Oh, there you go.
Do you know now what year it was?
Oh, crikey. 1919, that's right.
Okay.
November.
19.
He's just a young man. Go on.
Yeah? So, what about yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah.
1915.
Nine-
27/12/1915.
1915.
Yeah.
And, sorry, are you Arthur or Reg?
Hey?
And who are you?
Who?
Me?
Yeah,
Reg Goodwin.
you're Reg, aren't you? And where were you born?
Newington, Kent.
Newington. Brilliant. And Arthur, what about you?
Arthur Walton. And I was born in Hammersmith
Yeah?
in 1921.
1921.
He's the baby of the group.
Yeah,
He is, isn't he?
Sorry about that.
And as I said, the project's looking at mainly at teddy bears, dolls and construction toys. So I think I know what your answer's going to be, but did any of you have a teddy bear when you were little that you can remember?
No.
May have done. I
The
can't
only thing I
say.
can think of, I was a teddy bear.
Yeah.
No, dear.
May have done,
Sorry.
but not something that you
I don't know
remember.
about Norman.
Yeah. What about you, Norman?
A toy?
Yeah, can you remember? Did you have a teddy bear, do you know?
No.
No.
My son still got it. Have a Hornsby engine, railway,
Right.
which was Meccano built about 1921.
So how did that work? Was that
It was clockwork.
And did he have a whole set?
Yes. I haven't got the rails now. Well, there might be an odd one or two left, but my son, when he was a boy, he played with it. Not having any other boys. It's probably in a tea chest somewhere.
Okay, thank you. And again, I'm guessing I know your answer to this. Did any of you have any dolls?
No.
I didn't.
I refuse to answer that.
Incriminating.
Do you have any memories of anyone else that you knew who had dolls? Did you have sisters or...
I was the only one.
Okay.
No, I didn't have any sisters.
Okay, so let's get to the more interesting one then. Construction toys.
Oh yeah, I had Meccano.
Yeah, I had Meccano.
Yes.
And they bought me a little steam engine. You know, you put a methylated spirit thing underneath it, and the wheel, you could put a belt on it too. If you made a mechanical thing in your Meccano that needed driving, you could just connect it all up. And then of course I had farmyard, railway, miniature railway, which if I'd have kept, though I say it myself, my farmyard was absolutely immaculate.
Do you call the railway engine set?
Yeah, I had a little clockwork set.
It's not really, is it?
No, it wasn't Hornby. But of course they're all in the boxes. Is that's how they come.
I was trying to think else what way.
Yeah.
No.
Do you call a railway set a construction toy? I think it depends on how you define construction toy. If you made the engines...
Oh, no. I didn't make these were all bolt, little miniature trains with the rails and everything else. But the only construction was Meccano.
Yeah.
You can make, windmills, you can make all manner of things with Meccano sets.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of Meccano or...
Well, you could buy extra pieces.
Myself had quite a big set.
You start off with a set and buy bits for it, can't you?
Oh yeah, you could always add, Meccano could always add to it.
What about you, Norman? Did you have Meccano?
Yes.
What did you make with it?
Oh crikey, I forgot.
Cranes
But,
is a beautiful thing,
I also had a steam boiler which operated with methylated spirits, I think.
That
To
was
heat it
favourite
up.
stuff those days.
It was a horizontal brass boiler, and that used to drive any static toys that you built up with your Meccano.
So it was a steam boiler
Yes.
that drove Meccano toys?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were usually, like a stationary proper
Yes.
thing with the tank and everything else, and then they had the big wheel on that you got it up. Then when you got the steam up, you moved the lever over and the Velcro.
Okay, got you. I've never seen one of those.
Well, you were, as I say, you never see it now. I mean, if you have one and it's in good condition, it's worth a fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the box.
Well, yeah, especially,
boxes,
as I say, all my farmyard and everything else, they're the proper boxes, I always remember, with a picture of the farm crates and the wheels, wagons, and then they had the lid always had a green band always round it, fitted in. I always remember that. That's a long time ago.
They used to have nurses' outfits as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a nurse's
No,
outfit?
for the girl,
I'm worried about you now.
for the girls, they used to have an apron with a red cross on it.
Yes, right.
Some hat sort of thing.
Oh, they had a proper headdress.
Yeah, and you know, it didn't look
If you
too
ever,
bad.
I went to some friends once and they pounced on me and I was all bandaged up.
I mean, Mother and Father went through it.
Because you had a
It's only
pistol
six
like a
part.
potato gun.
Yeah.
If you remember that, you stuck the end in the compression.
Oh, do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, potato gun.
Yeah,
I
that
had
was
one of
like- It
those.
was like a
Yeah.
you pulled the lever back on, you dug the gun in the potato to get a pellet going up the barrel, and then you fired the gun. And it didn't laugh used to hurt a bit, did it? God.
Yeah, good Lord, yes.
What else? I can't remember anything else. Bows and arrows, I suppose we had that as well. Bows and arrows with the target, you know.
Yeah.
But they were only sort of suckers on the front, they weren't pointed, you know. And you just wet the sucker and then fired it and it went straight to target.
So the bows and arrows, were they bought or did you make them?
No, they were bought. Because you had targets as well, you know.
Because I know a lot of people actually made their own bows and
Yeah,
arrows.
of course you could do, yeah.
Oh, well,
We
you
used to
get a
make
cane.
used to make
You
catapults.
get a long inner tube and cut that up to make the thing.
Yeah, catapults.
Yeah.
You make them out of.
I always remember doing that when I worked at in the garage at the Bock of Fats. The youngsters used to come round the back door. Reg, will you make us a bow and arrow? Margaret Lockwood's
Well-
daughter.
When I was a bit older, I did have a Webley air pistol. I don't know if anybody else had one. I had one. I didn't like it really. It was a bit dangerous because it used to fire lead pellets, you know,
Right.
like little lead pellets.
Mm.
And you stuck them up in this gun and pulled the trigger back and fired them. And they were quite lethal, really. I nearly shot a boy in the eye with one, you know. And I was a bit worried about using one after that. So,
You used to get a bag of marbles, didn't you? Or fake
oh,
cards.
yeah, marbles, that was another thing.
You used to be able to get fake cards then out of all the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Flick them up against the wall.
And fag cards,
Yeah.
cigarette cards.
Yeah.
We called them fag cards. And you could buy, you could build yourself a set. I think it was 50, wasn't it?
52 actually.
What, in it?
Yeah, 50.
Oh, you're talking about the...
Yeah, these cigarette cards.
No, not 52, was it?
The what?
Oh, what was 50?
What?
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, cigarette. Oh, sorry, yes.
50, yeah. And, you know, we used to swap about. If somebody had something that you hadn't got, you'd perhaps either give him one of yours for it, or he might want two. It depended on what shall I say, how easy it was to get that particular one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of them got very scarce, and if they got scarce,
Yeah, you always had one, particularly where they were footballers. You always had one a bit short, weren't you?
yeah,
Oh, I've got two. Right, you're in.
yeah.
Give it to you. It was more like a barter, wasn't it? As kids at school. You got so and so. You got so and so.
Now let's think of something else.
What about, I'm thinking about construction toys. What about bricks, or do you remember having...
Well, yes, you have. You got a set of bricks, you know, that you to build up various shapes. You could make sort of really like houses in the sense of the word. You got a set of bricks. You know, you'd have one sort of bit out in various colours. I had those, yes, to make buildings, as you might say. It's amazing.
Another thing I used to have was the little boats, you know, little boats.
Mm.
And some of the boats were a bit more complicated because they had these, once again, they had the methylated spirits in them
Yeah.
to make the propeller drive, you know. But that was a later sort of thing, you know. when I was a bit more older, you got those.
Norman, did you want to say something about bricks?
No.
Or something else?
Jigsaw puzzles.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
An attraction. No, up to, the age of, 1926, during the miners' strike, my father went over to Holland and he brought me back a yacht, which I raced with the other boys on the park pond.
And how was that powered?
By the wind, the
Wind.
yacht.
Okay.
So,
Sailing yacht.
I was just checking, because I know you could get clockwork ones and things as well sometimes,
no,
couldn't you?
nothing
oh, yeah, that's a
powered
boat,
like
yeah,
that.
speedboat stuff.
And my hobby during the summer was fishing offshore.
Okay.
Caught both with set lines and, I suppose you call it a sling line, which was a line with a weight on it, about 4 to 6 hooks, and you swung it round your head and threw it as far as you could. We used to get flounders, splays, eels, occasionally hook a crab out, which, much to my mother's disgust, I insisted on it being cooked. She said they were too small, most of them, but I wasn't throwing them back.
And I hope you then ate them. I hope you then ate them once you'd cooked them.
Oh, yes. Well, as a boy, I'd eat anything, as long as it hadn't got just 2 legs. No, I spent most of my boyhood on the beach. My mother used to buy me a pair of sandals at the school holiday beginning, but I'd usually lost them before I'd had them a week. Because when you went down to the beach, you took your shoes off and started paddling. So your shoes were either round your neck or you left them somewhere so you could go and pick them up, which somebody else probably did before you got back.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time barefooted.
And we're talking sand, aren't we, there? We're talking sand on the beach.
Oh, yes. Not like this place. You wouldn't paddle about. Well, I've paddled in this lot here, but no, it was the sandy beach. You see, on the Lincolnshire coast, when the tide goes out, you've got about a mile of sand to get across if you wanted to go and paddle in the water at low tide.
And did you used to build things in the sand?
Oh yes, castles and forts and all sorts of things. I once, digging a trench, found a clip of 303 bullets.
Cartridges.
Yeah. In the usual clip that they were on, in 5s, weren't they? And my father said, "You take that to the police station Well, I was only about 8 then, but I took it, and they wanted to know where it had come from, and they sent the army search party down on that area of the beach, because it was probably left by some soldier who was on there during the First World War. Now I can go on for hours with adventures on the beach.
I think when you live near the sea, then a lot of the time is spent playing on the beach, isn't it?
Well, I was closer in my boyhood than we are now to the beach.
So you lived right on it then?
Yes, we had to climb over the railway line that run along the beach from Grimsby to Cleethorpes. And most of the year the gates were closed for ordinary people. There was no traffic because you only went over that and you were on the beach. So it was as close as that.
That is close, isn't it? When I came up this morning, I came up in a taxi, and the taxi driver grew up near here, and he was talking about spending most of his childhood on the beach.
Yeah.
He just used to run down the road and spend all his time on the beach. I'm assuming neither of you two did spend that much time on the beach, did you?
Well, no, I was born. As I say, I was born in Hammersmith, so it was a bit of a waste of the beach.
But I was thinking, because one of the things about being on the beach a lot is you were saying about, building things in the sand, weren't you, Norman? So, did either you two, Arthur and Reg, build things elsewhere?
Well, I was mainly in the country for, until I was about 4 or 5. Of course, the only thing I can remember is going hop picking.
My favourite toy, or should I call it a toy, I don't know, was a coal cellar.
A what?
Coal cellar. We used to have a basement flat, and the coal used to be tipped into a hole in the pavement, but it was had a cover over it, of course, and it used to fall into the cellar below. And in the cellar below had a door to it, so it could open it, and that's where they kept the coal. But my favourite was to get in there and play with the coal. That particular finger there has got a split in it at the top, if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where the big lump of coal fell on it and cracked it open. That was when I was pretty young, So, but that's what I used to, quite honestly, I was always covered in coal dust and everything. That was my favourite spot. Because I was by myself, I had to play by myself.
And what did you play in the cold?
I don't know. No idea. Perhaps stack them up on bits on top, No, didn't seem to be anything in particular I was playing. No idea, really.
Now, you see, that's a construction toy,
Yeah,
isn't it? That's, playing and piling things up and... construction toys isn't just about things that you might go and buy, like Meccano. It's about that sort of thing too. Playing with coal, building sandcastles.
I can remember we used to do plasticine stuff.
Most of my teenager I spent at Roehampton.
Did we have plasticine?
Which, before the Titanic was disaster, was the richest spot in England. There's 14 millionaires lived in Roehampton. My father was the local copper, and because I was only round about 5 minutes off Putney Heath, so that's where we spent the majority of our time. That's where I learnt to play cricket. Somebody said, I got a bat. We put some coats up, and there'd be about 8 blokes. First you hit one down, come another one. If it's you on the head, you're out, LBW.
Yeah.
So you know, you didn't really, in the school holidays, you never really. We used to think nothing of that in the evening. Probably take coats off and run to the windmill and back. That was 5 miles there and back. Etc. None of this business about to wreck things, and because there's some valuable motor cars around there, but you never thought of going along the side of it with a coin and scratching it. So I don't know. Must have missed out somewhere.
Yeah, hard right.
But we're none the worse for it, I suppose. And of course, as a one of 17, I used to play a lot of badminton.
But I think you'll find that in our day, I mean, things were entirely different to what they are today. You know, what we started off with at Christmas was either a pillowcase or socks, which we used to hang up, you know. And Father and Mother used to come in during the night, you know, and put oranges and apples and coins made of chocolate and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, chocolate coins,
and
they were very much
lots of
made.
things, little things they put in these bags, you know, and they called that Father Christmas has been in the morning, you know. And that was the way they did it in those days, because there was nothing really, just shall we say, mechanical that they could put in a thing like that, you know. But we did, I'll tell you what we did have, we had some, I remember when I was about 5 or 6, I had a pedal motor car made of metal.
Okay.
And you used to sit in it.
Oh yeah,
It had little pedals inside and you used to, you know.
Oh, either you had them with the levers,
That's right.
like that, yeah. Or else you had the roller skates. And if you get somebody who was daft enough, you put a rope around them and they were like a horse, so you're like a chariot. You're right till you got to the corner, hit a stone and you're overboard. Oh no.
One toy that I did have was a sledge. It was an American sledge actually, quite a nice one, you know, real metal frame one.
Yeah.
And you could guide it. And I think my son still got it. It's very old.
Well, I'm going to say that unless you've got anything else you particularly want to say, I can see by my watch that it's nearly 10:30, which I believe is tea break time.
Oh, well, we missed our coffee.
I don't want you to miss your tea.
No, it'd be coffee, not like
Is it
tea.
coffee? It's morning, isn't it? Of course,
Coffee and
coffee.
biscuits.
Yeah.
It's a wonder they haven't been in to see.
Yeah.
Probably
So
don't know we're in here.
shall I pull you to a halt now and say thank you ever so?
Do you want to come back?